Hi, and welcome back to
Inspired the Game. I'm Sean.
And I'm Lola. If you enjoy what you see here, please support our channel by subscribing down below.
And if you've already subscribed, thank you very much. And think about throwing us a like.
Today we are talking about Dreams of Yesterday. In Dreams of Yesterday, the world has fallen. You traverse back in time to collect artifacts from the past to put together exhibits to effect change. So Dreams of Yesterday is a set collection micro game. Before we get into what we think about it, we'll give you a very quick overview of how it's played. To begin Dreams of Yesterday, every player will receive an artifact card randomly, as well as a double resource card. They will place these cards in front of them, and they will be the basis of their growing museum. The resources represent their top floor. As they gain resources, they will add them there to be used later. Their artifact card will be the start of the very first exhibit. They will add to this exhibit by adding cards that are similar, preferably, as this is a set collection game, to the front of it or to the back of it. They can have a second exhibit below it as well, which they can grow on. Each leading card in their exhibit has a special power that will be useful throughout the game. To begin their turn, the first player begins at the empty space in the rondel. They can move 2 spaces, choosing one of these 2 cards to take. If it's a resource, they can just take it and put it in front of them. If it is an artifact, they can choose to buy it, paying the cost in the upper right corner. They would put that resource in the discard pile and add the artifact to either an existing exhibit or to their second exhibit. To end their turn, they will take the top card on the draw pile and they will choose either side to place down in the place that they began their turn. This opens up a new spot for the next player where they can take one of the next 2 cards, and play continues around the rondel like that. Once the draw pile is done for the very first time, the urn cards are shuffled in. The urn cards are what you will use to end your growing exhibit. Once you have purchased an urn card and finished an exhibit, it can no longer grow. You also lose the active power that exhibit has. That game ends once one player has both of their exhibits capped off with urn cards, or there are no more cards to fill the rondel. At the end of the game, you add up all the points and see who won. So what really excited me about this game when I first got it is the innovation of the reversible cards. I thought that was a really unique design. So as you're placing the rondel, as you're using the cards, and some of these powers that you have can be things like getting to move an extra space, so 3 instead of the 2, getting to be able to freely flip over a card, which is a really nice power. If you do want a card flipped over, you can always do that by paying an extra resource, but resources are really tight in this game. So it's always a challenge getting that balance of gathering your resources and then spending them to get the artifacts that you want. Because it's set collection, you of course want to get your exhibits to have the highest amount of artifacts beside them. So the more you get in a row, the higher scores you're going to get. The art in this game is lovely too. It's created by the wonderful Beth Sobel. She's one of among my favorite artists for board games. So goes without saying that these are beautiful cards. One of the things I think is also really interesting about the game is the way that the urns work to finish up your exhibits. So you're building your exhibits and you want as much as you can and the same amounts as much as you can to get the higher numbers for endgame scoring. But the urn cards offer you a lot of additional endgame scoring if you're able to cap them up. But here's the thing, in order to do it, to place it, that means you can no longer place any more artifacts in that exhibit. So you have to feel ready to end it off. On top of that though, you lose the leading ability of the card in that exhibit. And that's actually a big detrimental thing, because those powers of your leading cards in your exhibits can be a key to winning the game. They're very powerful and they're very useful. So as soon as that's capped off, now you've lost that power. If you cap off the second one, well, then that's okay, because that means the game's over. But it is challenging. So it means that we're not racing to see who's the first to cap it off. You want to hold it off, but you have to watch out to see what the other players are doing too, because you don't want them getting their urns done when you don't have any, because they're going to far surpass you in endgame scoring, possibly based on the combinations that they got and the extra points they got from their urn cards. So I find that a really interesting dynamic of figuring out how far to push it, how far to wait, because that end of the game happens pretty quickly. And so we've played this game quite a lot to get a good feel for it, and we've had games where neither of us got out an urn card before the game was over because, well, we just didn't have any more cards to play with. And that actually works out well when neither of us do, because at least then we have similar scores and it's comparable. But if somebody gets the urn cards out and the other one didn't manage to get any played, well, you're just usually hooped.
Yeah, so it is a game of there's a lot of different strategies, because because the urn cards don't come out in that first round, so you're only building with resources and exhibits. So that's to give everybody a chance to get something built up before they come out, because as soon as they do, it could be a strategy, if you had saved up your resources, to grab quick two urn cards, shut off your exhibits, and declare the game over. Like Lola said, I don't think you're going to score very well if you do that, but that is that possibility of, as soon as one of the players has one urn card out there, everybody's going to want to be on alert, saying, at any moment this game could close. So yeah, and then there are wild cards, which help you build up your exhibits in either direction. Either continuing on with the one type of exhibit that you want, or to feed into your urn cards, which might require you to have 2 or sometimes all 3 different artifact types in your exhibit to get those points.
So this is a fast, easy game. It's not high strategy. It's a lot of luck based on how the cards come up, and it's a quick, simple play, about maybe 10-15 minutes for a round. Would you say that's about?
Something like that.
Yeah. So if it does sound interesting to you, check it out at Kickstarter. We will have the link to the campaign down below. Thank you so much for watching our video today, and
happy gaming, folks. I did it again.